This is Michael Ostrolenk, and I'm talking to Congressman Justin Amash, Republican from Michigan, about the Business Cycle Balanced Budget Amendment. Good afternoon, Congressman Amash.
Good afternoon.
Please tell us about your amendment.
I've been working on this Business Cycle Balanced Budget Amendment, House Joint Resolution 81, and we'll be deciding soon as a conference which version of a balanced budget amendment to bring to the floor. I think my version has a lot of merit to it compared to many of the other versions, and the most important thing mine does is it balances current year spending with the average tax revenues of the previous 3 years. And this is important for a number of reasons. First, it's more predictable. You know exactly what revenues you're working with at the beginning of the year. It smooths out the revenue curve because you normally have big ups and downs from year to year, and this helps smooth it out. But most important, I think, is that it provides some certainty with respect to taxes, because if we have a deficit in the current year, what it doesn't allow politicians to do is go back home and tell their constituents, let's raise taxes this year to fill the current year gap. Tax increases have to be, or decreases have to be long-term planning, and not for year-to-year deficit gap fillers. And I think that's a really important protection for taxpayers, but it's also designed as something that Democrats can get behind, because with this proposal, you could have years where current year revenues come in really low, but because you're using the average tax revenues of the previous 3 years, you can actually deficit spend in a year. And you can also, if you cut taxes, the spending doesn't work its way out of the system completely for 3 years. So it has that advantage for some of the Democrats as well who've been considering it. It has a 10-year phase-in. It has a 2/3 override provision, so 2/3 of each house can vote to override the provision in the case of emergency. And the phase-in, it has a 10-year maximum, but it could be phased in much shorter. If you balance the budget in 3 years, then that's it. You have to meet balance from then on.
Now, if people are interested to learn more about the Business Cycle Balanced Budget Amendment, how would they go about doing so?
Well, you can contact my office. You can find me at amash.house.gov, and certainly you could contact any of my staff about it, but we have some information there as well.
Great. Thank you, Congressman.
Thanks.